we're good to go?
Yes.
Okay. All right, welcome to the August 20 Landmark Commission meeting. Quinn, will you please call the roll?
Ellie Dyer.
Here.
John Feltler.
Here.
Alan Griffiths.
Here.
Jeff Crable.
Here.
Louis Schultz.
Here.
Perfect. Minutes are there for review. Are there any questions or comments on the minutes? If not, can I have a motion to approve?
Motion to
minutes?
approve.
Second.
Okay. I guess all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes are approved. Adam, do you want to proceed? Basically, we've got three items that have already been administratively approved by staff, but we just thought, given the nature of some of them, it would be worthwhile to catch us up to speed on them, so.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll give a very brief overview. First one was at 111 East Shoreline Drive. It was replacement signage for a commercial banner for Murray & Murray Law Firm. Here's a aerial image of the property. This is the property with the building in red and black respectively. It's not in the historic district, but it's in the downtown design review district. And if I'm not mistaken, the ordinance reads so that it points to the same design guidelines.
Same design guidelines, just the historic district says that almost everything is staff approved unless there's some sort of conflict between the owner and staff, then we would bring it to landmarks as the appeals body essentially.
Thank you. So like I mentioned, this is signage. The proposed signage is in white. Here's the area of work showing the previous signage. As you can see, the background was white. Background is no longer white. It's about the same size, if not slightly bigger. The analysis, the location is not expected to be detrimental to the downtown character. Again, it's not white. Accent colors are consistent with the company's branding. It won't face the public roadway. It will face westward toward existing docks. It's not illuminated. And these are all compliant with the design guidelines. Therefore, on 7/11/25, we granted an administratively approved certificate of appropriateness.
Any questions? Okay,
Moving on.
moving on.
More signage, replacement signage at 114 Columbus Ave, which is the unit that Acme Barbershop is located in. Here's your aerial view of where that unit is. Here's where it is in the historic district, north central area within the former Moss building. The existing signage, or the replacement signage, will be about 57 square feet in area. The logo will be slightly raised to maintain some visual appeal and give it some dimension. In white, you can see where it is. On the left is historic perspective, and on the right is what it, I still believe, looks like today. I, periodically check it, see if they've gone underway, before our meetings. Not quite yet for this one. Area of work is the top band, and on the right is basically a refreshed design. Normally, we do talk about sign backgrounds. We want them to avoid being white. However, in this case, it will result in it matching with the building surrounding facade area. I will spare you, but I could also go into the history of barber shop poles and why white is significant. I will save that, though. You're welcome. So it'll continue the existing visual theme. It's pedestrian in scale, illumination not proposed. It's compliant with the guidelines. Therefore, on 6/27/25, we granted an administratively approved certificate of appropriateness. Any questions?
I did have a question for
Yes.
it looks like that sign's up now but it's final. Is that not the permanent sign that's currently up? I just drove by it
It looked like they.
before
they
this.
specified aluminum, did they, in the?
Yeah, 1/4-inch thick
It
aluminum.
says aluminum.
Okay, it looked like it was final when I drove by this morning, I guess this afternoon.
We'll take a look at it.
Okay.
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 Yeah, it definitely says aluminum on the project scope, so. Okay.
So 50s.
Ready for the next one?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess you'll check and let us know.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm emailing Adam and I to remind us.
That works.
Thank you.
Okay, last on our docket for tonight is a combined application for 3 building units, 3 properties, all adjacent to each other at 101, 123, and 127 West Market Street. These are the properties on the parcel map. 101 is home to Coveted by Share, 123, the bottom is home to Jack's Bar, and 127, the bottom is home to North Bay Realty. This is where those buildings, which are non-contributing, are located within the district in the central region. On the left is the West Market Street elevation showing all 3 units, the beige and then the 2 white building elevations, and then the Columbus Ave elevation of 101 West Market is on the right hand of the screen since that one does wrap around.
And I'll mention on that photo, I never even realized it, those 2 more stone-looking buildings, those are not original facades. Those are updated facades, non-historic, non-contributing.
So scope of work, I've lettered it for us. A is retexturing work from the stucco facade through fine sanding to be smooth and repainting that facade to be taupe. Colors are on the right-hand side of the screen. Remember, it's lighter when it actually gets painted. I learned that a couple years ago when we painted our house. B, retexture ribbed features on the window and sign band with a plaster-like material to be smooth. Repaint to grayish. Metal surrounding the windows will also be repainted to inkwell. C, sharpen corners and edges of the storefront cornice, the lower half of the building. Repaint that to grayish. And D, repaint awnings black. So A through D is repeated on this one. You might have to squint a little bit. And if we go on the bottom right of that image under scope of work for 101 West Market, the additional item is E, which is add matching borders around the existing storefront recesses and paint them grayish. Okay, the last 2 moving to the left on this image is F for 123 West Market Street, again, first floor Jack's Bar. F is repaint facade to taupe. G, repair cornice and window sills and lintels with like-for-like materials, repainting them to grayish. H, repaint interior ceiling of recessed entrance to Jack's Bar, the color inkwell. Lastly, 127 West Market, North Bay Realty. I, repaint facade to taupe. And J, repair cornice and window sills, lintels, like-for-like materials, repainting it to grayish. Staff analysis, 3 parts. Repainting the facade of all 3 buildings are EIFS, synthetic, non-historic, and have been painted before, and the proposed background and accent colors are historically appropriate. Alterations, which only applies to 101 West Market Street. The proposed retexturing will reflect elements typical of the original storefronts in the area. Adding borders to the facade will reflect those elements as well by making the rhythm of the building's openings more consistent. Repairs are proposed on all 3 buildings to the building and storefront cornices respectively, as well as the window sills and lintels using like-for-like materials, which are recommended practices in our guidelines. Therefore, all proposed scopes of work are appropriate and comply with the design guidelines. On 8/1/25, staff granted administratively approved certificate of appropriateness. Aaron, if you wanted to add anything.
Yeah, I'll mention a few comments. Would you mind going back to the one that shows all 3 buildings? Yeah, this one would be great. So we gave Mr. Griffiths a call on this one because typically with a full facade treatment, we would bring that to Landmarks Commission. In this case, we were looking at, they had brought us the scope of work and mentioned that they were on a time constraint and had other work coming up and we're hoping to finish it in the good weather, et cetera. The facade, of the texture of the facade in the corner building was not historically significant in any way. None of these buildings are contributing, and the treatments of the corner building are going to make them more consistent with the other 2 buildings, and the colors they were proposing are basically what we're seeing on the other 2 buildings already. So we really felt this was a minimal change and appropriate in all the guidelines, and gave it an administrative approval, but wanted to make sure that we brought that to your attention. If you had different direction for how we may have handled the case, we'd love to hear that from you.
Any comments or questions? Everybody happy?
Yep.
Okay,
Great, thank you.
perfect. I think that's all 3, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so this meeting meets our requirement to have a quarterly meeting. Our next scheduled one will be the third Wednesday in September, which I think is the 17th. If we have some, if not, then.
We are working on at least one case for that meeting.
Okay, perfect. Great. Well, I make that 10 minutes.
Good.
Any other questions or comments? Have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second.
Great, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.